So there's this scene in the Song of Songs that really captures what it's like when love becomes strained. It almost seems like something out of a movie, maybe one of those art house, black and white, silent indie flicks that's conveying a lot of emotion with little sound. Here's how the scene goes. This is from Song of Songs 3 verses 1 to 2. It says this: "On my bed by night, I sought him whom my soul loves. I sought him, but found him not. I will rise now and go about in the city, in the streets and in the squares. I will seek him whom my soul loves. I sought him, but found him not." So far in our study of the songs, we've talked a lot about the power of love, a theology of desire in a culture of self-consumption, a theology of beauty in a culture of self-obsession. But here we stumble across the dangers, perhaps even the terrors of love. It's like in Songs 3, love is actually a frantic search in the dead of night along dangerous back alleys, looking high and low for a love that doesn't seem able to be found. I can't help but wonder how many love stories, in fact, how many marriages have crashed and burned here in the frantic searches of a darkened night, where the heavy fog of darkness so disorients the love they used to have that they begin looking high and low but can no longer seem to find each other. I recently stumbled across this article by the journalist, novelist Taffy Brodesser-Akner, who is publishing it on Slate. In the article, Brodesser-Akner reflected on what it was like to write her first novel about a divorce when she herself was married. She attempts to describe what it's like to live in this culture where you are married while nearly half of everyone who gets married will become divorced. In a particularly striking paragraph, she goes on to say this: "We don't talk about marriage. We let each of our marriages live in tiny black boxes, like the kinds that they do puppet shows out of, visible only on one side, the operations of them hidden. We don't talk about how much we fight, how hard it is to adjust, how much sex we do or don't have. We don't talk about the tension of raising children, how parenting can bring out a differential in values that we've never considered before it was too late. We watch like detectives to see if we have the same tensions that others have, or worse, if we hold hands as much, or worse. We watch to see if they also too have scheduled date nights, then decide if the scheduled date night was mandated by a therapist. And we don't talk about whether marriage is worth it anymore, because who can really talk about that other than single people who no longer have a potential trail of collateral damage? I no longer need a man to support myself or to own property. He no longer needs me to have children or keep the house. So we are left with an institution that has emerged statistically as untenable. Truly, if a surgery had the success rate that marriage had, it wouldn't be a surgery anyone did. And a wake that is full of people drowning in their own sadness and lack of self-worth because of the monumental failure they've just experienced." I realize that was a long, weighty paragraph, but as I hear Brodesser-Akner's words, I shudder at the heaviness, the truthfulness of what she's pointing to. I think the Song of Songs, rather than disagree, would actually affirm what Brodesser-Akner is saying. There is a terror in the night. Love can be a dangerous struggle with ourselves and with the ones we love. And even as we've been pointing out throughout this study, it can be a dangerous struggle with God. The songs don't shy away from the fears, the tensions, the terrors when you wake up to find yourself alone, and in your frantic search, you actually put yourself in danger, looking for lesser loves that can somehow fill the empty space next to you as you sleep. Love can be dangerous, and many have seen the terrors of the night. But does it have to be that way? As I hear Brodesser-Akner's words, I also find myself longing with this question: is there any other way? Does anyone have a vision for how love can navigate the terrors? How love could survive the statistical onslaught of divorce? How love could emerge from the fear and dangers of the night, knit closer and stronger with the beloved rather than strained and frayed? I believe that there is another way, and I think if you journey with me that the Song of Songs, while it acknowledges and affirms the dangers of the night, is also pointing us pointing us to a deeper and more secure foundation for the love that we're so desperately searching for. So tune in to our newest episode, episode 3, Terrors of the Night, as we continue our study in the Song of Songs, sex, and the search for intimacy.